and the native Na'vi are condescending, unsubtle caricatures and victims of said colonization. So if we're going this route, I think it'd also be humorous to point out the contradiction in utilizing this trope. Again, there's nothing wrong with using tropes, it's just the level of cringe you get when it's so blunt. I've also found it super humorous that Cameron unironically uses the white savior trope to be very anti-colonization. The white savior trope, also known as Mighty Whitey. Just funny to have both of these things. Here's an apt description of that trope from tvtropes.org. Mighty Whitey, a common trope in 18th and 19th century adventure fiction. When Europeans were visiting and documenting vast swaths of the world for the first time, Mighty Whitey is usually a displaced white European who ends up living with native tribespeople and not only learns their ways but also becomes their greatest warrior/leader/representative. Does that sound familiar yet? In cases of the first and second, this trope can heavily overlap with led by the outsider. Led by the outsider trope is described as, sometimes a people, group, or race's best hope comes not from within, but from without. In this trope, a group who is in a struggle against an antagonist receives a leader who is not originally one of them. In many stories, the leader is originally born from the opposing side and something drives them away from it. This developed dislike of their values or beliefs may have caused them to leave. In other cases, the leader may have formerly fought for or even led the opposing side. But after having seen the error of their side's ways, they decided to switch over to atone for what they'd done. Again, any of this sounding familiar? These tropes can sometimes have an ism attached to them, but can be avoided by simply not being dumb. The Last Samurai or The Matrix, which is one of the best films of all time, can be looked at through the lens of a Mighty Whitey or white savior story, but there's a difference. Those movies aren't condescending with that theme, and well, they don't suck. To wrap this section up, I just find it funny that there's greater depth to be found in dissecting a theme Cameron absolutely did not consciously intend, rather than the ones he did intentionally.